Okay, now let's try to see what is there for meditation today. Okay, in today's meditation session, we are going to discuss this. I told you last week we'll be discussing the Vedanta Upanishad. So the Vedanta Upanishad, there is one chapter, number 4, and in that chapter, there is a section which is called as Swayam Jyoti Brahmana. There are 38 verses in that chapter, and that chapter is very much important for this 10th chapter of Panchadasi. Vidyaranya directly borrows that entire idea which is there of the chapter 4 of 3rd section of the Vedanta Upanishad. That is the base on which Vidyaranya writes this whole 26 verses. That's why I have decided to bring that today in meditation, just to give you an idea. Here in this section, the Swayam Jyoti aspect of the pure light of consciousness is brought about. And the discussion goes on between a guru and a Sishya. Just to give you the background, when the sun and the moon have both been set and the fire is not there, you see, the question initially was, how do we all experience the world? So the Sishya says we experience because of the sunlight. You know, in sunlight, the whole waking world is seen. Then the guru asks, suppose the sun is not there. Then in what light do we see the world? In what light do we experience the world? Then he says, the Shishya says, we see it in the moonlight. Then this guru says, suppose the moon is also not there. Then the Shishya says, we can experience if we have a light of a fire. Then he says, okay, the fire is also not there. How do we do transaction? Then he says, yeah, by shabda, by speech. I will say you walk, you sit, you stand. And then the Yajnavalkya asks the question, in what light is this? In what light is this? One sits, one goes out, one hears. In what light does Shabda take place? In what light do we hear? And that is the light of the self. That is what is the light of consciousness. The body, mind, and the world are all seen, experienced in the light of consciousness. And this light of consciousness is self-evident. Swata Siddham. Swayam Jyoti is the light of consciousness, which is the real seer. It is the motionless center. It is a limitless center. It is one light in the entire realm of 3 worlds. It never changes. It is the real knower of the world. It is the truth. It is the reality. And it is this jnani who is aware of this consciousness. He alone knows the truth. This chapter, this particular section of Vedanta Upanishad reveals this light of consciousness. And what about the body, mind, and the world? The body, mind, and world is it's evident to the self. Prasiddham. Prasiddham means it is siddham after the light of consciousness. we add the prefix pra to siddhams. Siddham means established. Prasiddham means it is established because of the light of consciousness. We see the changing world of waking, dream, sleep, waking, dream, sleep. This changing is called as spandanam. In Mandukya Upanishad, this word has been used. Change, continuous change is happening. And whenever the changes is happening, it is happening in a pluralistic world, which is savikaram. Savikaram means it is changing, vikaram. And our thoughts are also continuously changing. There is a presence of thought and there is an absence of thought. Again, there is a presence of thought, again an absence. When there is a presence of thought, there is a pramata. And in the sleep state, there is no pramata. So what we have to understand is this difference, the bheda, is unreal. That means whatever I experience as the world, that is not the truth. What the light which illumines this world is the truth. This self-evident, self-revealing light is the light of consciousness. It is samanyam. Samanyam means it is the general light. And what is the Visheshanam? Visheshanam means specific light. When a thought comes up, that particular thought reveals only a small, infinitesimal portion of the universe. The thoughts are many, objects are many, but the light illumining them is one. You are non-dual witness, self-evident witness. You are the whole, you are Purnaha, and that is what is the revelation of Vedanta. And whenever we are identified with our ego, we experience a Dvaita world. We experience a plurality. Between the subject and the object, there is always will be plurality. So even tomorrow when you wake up, just because you have this knowledge of the spiritual light, you cannot say, I will stop seeing the world. Because the world is a projection of the Lord. It is not my projection. So this is the way we understand this spiritual light in us. With this, now let us try to meditate for about 10 minutes using this same principle of Swayam Jyoti. Please sit erect. Keep your feet firmly on the ground if you're sitting in a chair. Let the spine be erect. My attention goes to the breath. This is the way I take and go inward. Normally, when the sense or organs are open, when my eyes are open, the light of consciousness goes through the light of the eyes into the world. Now I am withdrawing that light into myself. I am the pure light of consciousness. By purity, I mean there are no differences experienced in this light. There are no internal differences, which is called as Swagata Bheda. No Sajatiya Bheda, because consciousness is only one. There is no second consciousness. There is no difference at all in the light of consciousness. No Vijatiya Bheda. There is no consciousness and matter. Matter resolves in consciousness. I am that pure light. I am one with my real self, the truth. I am the pure presence in this body. I am the awareness principle. I am always there, eternally. Time is a concept of the mind. It comes and goes whenever I have thoughts. In the sleep state, there are no thoughts. I remain timeless. I am a pure being. I become a mother, father, brother when I identify with the body. As a pure being, I am limitless. I am not limited by time. not limited by space, not limited by the objects in the world. I am the pure presence in which the entire waking world comes and resolves in the sleep state. The entire dream world comes and resolves in the sleep state. The sleep state is nothing but an undifferentiated condition of the mind. Which we call as the unmanifest. All the knowledge is in potential form of the world. Karana prapancha. It is also called as the sleep state because I know nothing. Total ignorance. This is a thought of the Karana Shariram. I know nothing. The subtlest thought. I am the Sakshi, which is witnessing this thought. I can negate the whole universe, but I cannot negate myself. What cannot be negated is called as Satyam, the truth. I am the truth, the spiritual light behind the body-mind complex. Behind the entire cosmos. I will chant Om. Become aware of the sound. Manifestation, unmanifestation of the sound, which is called as silence. Om. Om. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachade Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavasishyade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Once again, I become aware of the breath. I am the awareness, consciousness. I have learned how to be with that consciousness. Disidentify from the breath. And again, identify with the breath. This is a natural process which happens in the three states of consciousness: waking, dream, and sleep. This is the universe we live in. Please rub your hands, your palms. You can rub it against your face and gently open the eyes.